Hello everybody, this is Fungai from Havering College from the Print Studio. Before I start, I just wanted to say I hope you're all well and staying safe and healthy, and you and your families are well too. Okay, so today I will be focusing on frottage, which is a French word for rubbing. And I am quite certain that some of you have done this process before as a way to generate ideas, as a way to start you off when you're thinking of what step to take next within your projects. And I thought that this will be also a great place to start, really, where we can actually use materials within the home, where we are having to spend a lot of our time right now. And these three examples are just examples of materials that I have sourced from the house. I've got radiators over here. I've got laundry baskets. So I'm going to go through this process with you. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a material that I found today, and this is part of a coffee machine. This is an item that you would usually find on domestic coffee machines, where you put your cup to stand whilst your coffee is being brewed. Okay, so this is like a really cool metal sort of material that I found, which really yields amazing results. So I'll start with that. So let me start off with materials that you might need. You will need a pencil and or a coloring pencil, pastels, and pastels. And you also need paper and a place to work from. Okay, so you don't actually need a lot of materials to do this process, and that's why it's really great for us to kind of introduce this to you, and for you to kind of know other ways of making that don't require a studio. So I'll just jump straight into showing you how you can get the textures onto your paper and different lines and tones from a simple material such as this one. Okay, so I'm going to put it down here. You might want to use some masking tape to hold your paper down, but you don't necessarily need to do that. It's not necessary. I like to work quite freely, so I tend to hold my paper down and just make sure that it doesn't move about, because in the event that I want to flip my paper to get a different sort of like angle, then I do have the freedom to do so. So place the paper on top. I've got a lime green color that I'm starting off with. I want to start off with a lighter color so that I'm able to then go over it with a darker color, and you'll still be able to see what's underneath. All right, so we'll start off just rubbing. And what I quite like about this metal sort of like piece is the shape that it creates. I really like that. It gives me a Transformers vibe, actually. Their faces. I think it's pretty cool. So you can create really cool stuff with even the shape of the material that you're using. Okay, so let me move over to the other side. You want to take your time. Okay. All right. You can change directions and it'll still pick up on the areas that have the textures. So you can work from any angle, really. All right, I quite like this. This has come out quite well. These are some of the textures that you will actually be able to generate from any material, really, that has textures. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to still use the same material, but I'm just going to turn it on its side so that I could get like a really cool jagged almost image from this. All right, so I'm going to use blue, okay, to go over that. All right, so let's see what comes out of this. And already you can see the colors, the layering of the colors is actually quite beautiful, and you can get like really nice, like a really cool narrative from just adding a different color on top of another. It then completely gives you a different image altogether, which is quite nice. So here you really don't have restrictions on how many colors you can use, as long as they kind of work quite well together. All right, maybe I'll be a little bit playful again, and maybe focus on this area alone. So as you can see, you're in control. Actually, you're in control of how you want the image to come out. And with the other tutorial that Ralph is going to be focusing on with stencils, you can actually incorporate, you can actually have like different layers of images on top of a rubbing as well. So that's quite exciting. So I won't cover the whole. So you can actually play around with different colors, even if it's the same material. You don't necessarily have to change up the material. You can actually use the same one to give you different textures, or to kind of just lay different colors on top of each other. And as you all know, with printmaking, it's all about layers. It's all about adding texture, tone. So using a process like this can actually help you in developing your ideas when it comes to, let's say, your themes around stain and spotless. So just think about the themes that you're looking into and see how you can use a material or a process to really give you more ideas, or to help you generate more ideas. Okay, so that's one material that I've shown you. I'll move on to another one that I'm really excited about, actually, and it's this mat that I found here at home. We use it at home when we're eating at the table. So this is pretty cool, and the material is very different to this one, because this one is really hard, so you will get strong impressions from this. With this material, with this mat, this woven mat, it's really soft, so it'll be really interesting to see what comes out of this. So I will only use one color, actually, so that we can really get a good idea of what this material will actually look like. Okay, and I will send over a PDF of different materials that I found in the house that you might find quite interesting too. And I'll also show you another way of layering from a colored sheet of paper, not only using white paper. So you can actually color your whole sheet, let's say yellow, and then you can make an impression on top of that. So I'll show you one print that I'd already worked on before this recording, so that you have an idea of different ways of making or getting these rubbings. So this is really coming out quite well, and the fact that the material is nice and soft is giving you soft impressions actually onto the paper, which is really exciting. So you see this one, Yeah, that's come out really well, actually. Really, really well. Maybe what I might do is then take this, the coffee item, and place it in a, sort of like on top of the impression that we've just made, to actually see what that might do. So I'll just go over it with some blue. So that's quite exciting. It kind of looks like the sun. Maybe I should have made it yellow. But I think just having the freedom to actually play around with different textures is what's really exciting about this process, about frottaging or rubbing. This is what's really, really quite fun about this. I am going to send through, like I said, a PDF of all of the different materials that I've used. So as you can see here, I've used the same material, different colors, and sort of like creating that foreground background perspective, just using different colors. So this could be like a portal into a new world, or you could interpret it in whichever way that you want, really. But I think it's a great, really, really great process to generate ideas and to think about where you can take your work, and just showing you how you can use materials that are in the home, and you don't need you don't always need a massive studio to kind of help you generate artwork. So like I said, if you've got any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. And I'm going to quickly just show you another great way of using frottage, photography, and scanning. If you've got a scanner at home, you can do this. If you don't, it doesn't matter. You can use your phone to take a picture, or ask someone at home to take a picture for you. So I cut out a stencil earlier. It could be a figure, it could be a bottle, but even changing perspectives like this and taking photographs just really gives you the sense that you can play around with these two processes, rubbings and stencil making, in a really exciting way. And you can play around with different materials that you would have gathered. This image is actually from a wall tile, which you will see on the PDF that I'll send through. But if you sort of like play around with stencils, it can give you like a really good image. And you can use photography. So you can use photography to capture these moments. You can use scanning. You can also just use the textures on their own for an idea, or for background or foreground. You can cut out, like I've made a stencil over here. The cutout is over here. You can then create a textured sort of bottle, let's say over here. Maybe this could be water. Yeah, and then you've got different aspects of the bottle that will have different tones, different textures as well. So this could be the body of the bottle. You can move it about so that you can cover up your shape. Okay, and there you have it. There you've got a cutout of a stencil, and you're using the process of frottaging or rubbing to actually add depth to your image. All right, so like I said, if you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, and we'll definitely help you out. All right, see you soon. Take care. Bye.